What is going on? It is what? November 9th, 2025. It's approximately 11:39 a.m. on that eastern side, but we done flipped them poles, so it might be western. I don't know. But I'm Damika, and it's time for hashtag Lost Souls Tarot Cards, our portals to truth. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Okay, what I do here is we pull tarot cards. I'll read some poetry or read something that I've been working on during the week, and kind of update you guys on what I got going on in my atmosphere, up in my universe. You dig what I'm saying? Just be conscious when I pull the tarot cards. It's wise not to take them personal. It's best to take notes and learn from them, right? We're going through portals, okay? And you have to take that very, very consciously when we do this. So not to take it personal, but to learn from them, right? And then see how it adjusts out there in the magical world that we are creating. All right, so with that being said, I'm moving. Yes, I am. I'm moving. Don't ask me where I'm moving to. I have no clue. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm moving out of the space that has welcomed me for almost 5 years. So we up out of here. You dig what I'm saying? And with that being said, I will pay you absolutely no mind if you come help me pack. I done said it earlier on one of my shorts. Go check out one of them shorts, all right? But I am telling you now, I will pay you absolutely no mind if you come help me pack. All right, so that's another thing I got going on in my realm. All right, we're moving out of this space. All right, so with that being said, a lot of freedom, a lot of I'm now looking at this transition like if I haven't seen it and I haven't opened it, it's automatically going into the trash. I even said things like, I rebuke you, not today. Talking to myself a whole lot, or am I? I don't know. Anyway, so let me go ahead and read this poem I was working on. Of course, I didn't name it yet. It's not finished yet because I feel like I have to add a whole lot more to it. So let's get into it before we get into the tarot. All right, so control over the mind is one hell of a drug, or is it cocaine? Could they be referring to love? Love being the drug that cures all problems, or love being the drug that has assisted in more murders than marriages? Most prefer their M&Ms with nuts. So in this moment of falling in love, it would seem nuts because then love becomes the drug. Could that hell of a drug be drinking alcohol, and whether it was one glass of wine, one shot, or trying not to remember, one chug? Being molested as a child and sexually abused by my husband as an adult, that one shot that got me through numerous times of sucking and fucking. And this fucking drug has controlled my adolescence, my childhood, my youth, my teenage years, my young adulthood, my marriage. Now I wonder if I'll ever experience sex again, with it also being one hell of a drug. Self-realization becoming the most addictive drug. I've ever ingested this drug. I've ever ingested. This drug has the ability to turn a narcissist into a narcissist because of being abused by a narcissist. Never being admired, never learning love or its feeling towards you, lacking the ability to understand or even care about the feelings of others. And then I stop because I got a lot more to do. I still got to work on it, and I got to work on my handwriting. I realized that now that I'm back into writing, I gotta slow down and write. But sometimes when I'm in the moment, it just be like clack, 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 clack. You know what I'm saying? If you're a writer, if that makes sense, if you're not a writer, if you just be writing stuff down, sometimes when you're in that moment taking notes, you just writing it down. But I do definitely want to express it more as I bring it to life. So I would love to write better. I am going to write better, right? Not I will. I am going to write better. So that way I'm able to express these words and these affirmations and these feelings the best way that I can. All right, so let's get into some tarot. We're going to go ahead and open up this back door. We're going to get the bell rung. Let's open up the back door. You already know. You already know. You already know what time it is. You already know. You already know. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on up. All right. All right. Go ahead and comment below. How has your week been? Genuinely. If you don't want to put too much in the comments, I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, but if you can chop it down and be genuine and authentic, then how has your week been? You know what I'm saying? I plan on making these videos every week, and then once I'm situated, we'll see how much it grows. But for right now, we're going to watch the flow of this week's storyline and see what we got pulling out in the community helpers, legal laws, emotions, and entities. All right, beloveds, let's get this bell rung and welcome in these energies and entities. We would like to take the moment now to welcome in any and all energies, any and all life forms that would like to come through, right? That's in the communities. What kind of emotions, what kind of entities, what kind of legal laws should we be aware of during this week and moving forward? As time is energy itself, right? It is timeless, right? So we thank you for your time. Come on through with your truth. And just like the water flows, this message is fluent. So whenever you reach it, or whatever it reaches you, it is meant for you or your surroundings. It is meant for you to study. You got your notebook and your pen? You got your notebook and your pen? Because we finna get into it. All right. So we're going to pull out 13 community helpers, emotions, entities, or legal laws. They're all bunched together. So we're going to see how it flows and what kind of story we're going to have coming out. I have pre-shuffled, but we're always going to give it another shuffle. All right. Give the energies a chance to flow and feel what we got coming through. All right, let's get into it. Alright, so off the top we got harsh truths revealed. Harsh truths revealed is going to be the storyline that we're working with this week. So there are going to be some harsh truths that's going to be revealed. Alright, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Alright, we got equal pay. Nope, I want all mine back. Equal pay. Nope, I want all mine back. I know that's right. Whoever this is, whatever this energy is, let's come through. Harsh truths are going to be revealed about equal pay. Someone that did not get paid fairly, we know that how that goes. All right? Especially if you are of the land. We know how that is going. So equal pay, nope. I want all mine back. I'm going to say that real loud. Write that down. Equal pay, nope. I want all mine. I know that's right. Let's move on through the deck. Gonna put that piece of it down. Let's move on through. Let's get to the bottom of it. We ain't got nothing there. All right, what does it say on your end? And then I'm gonna go ahead and read it. It says, large old mines compromised. That's coming from the state of Indiana. So the state of Indiana is going to want us to study large old mines that have been compromised, okay? So that's a harsh truth that's going to be revealed. Large old mines, the state of Indiana. Equal pay. Nope. I know that's right. I don't want no equal pay. We want all of it. There is no equal pay, right? Just imagine how much energy has been implemented onto the planet, into the plane, for free. Okay, this seems to be sticking out. All right, it's a two-faced one on the front and one on the back. You're looking at IP locations have been eliminated. The cryptic messages. So maybe some harsh truths were revealed through cryptic messages. Right? Ain't no maybe on that. We know how that goes, correct? Yeah, all secrets try to be deleted. They tried to eliminate IP locations. We ain't doing that. We know about the burnt in right? Burnt in routers, right? Harsh truths revealed. They trying to hide it. Cryptic messages got something to do with the state of Indiana and the large old mines. IP locations. They thought it was eliminated. That's funny, isn't it? That was portal 4. We're moving on to portal number 5. Oh, I'll take the first one that I see is front to back. So we got Australia, deepest basement. This is front to back because I didn't have room to write. Let's see what is going on. Sydney Opera House, okay? So some harsh truths could be revealed about Sydney Opera House. As above, so below. We got 120 feet underground that I'm looking at. 12 stories, okay? It extends 91 feet below sea level. Massive garage, underground parking. 200 feet from the east side of Sydney Harbor. Created a structure with a series of underground curves like a double helix. Double helix strand, double helix. 27 months to complete. It took them 27 months to complete that. Okay, but some harsh truths, going back to the harsh truths that's being revealed as above, so below. We're talking about below sea level here, right? Remember we read that. Okay, it extends 91 feet below sea level is what they want to tell us. But we know how it goes, right? When we say I'll be there in 5 minutes, it really be 20 minutes. Okay. Add a little Laurie seasoning. Rate of their psychic abilities is what I'm looking at right now. Harsh truths revealed about entities, beings, golden children, chosen ones. What do you want to call us? Rate of their psychic abilities. Due to fear of criticism. Due to fear of criticism. These are ones that fell out and I'm looking at them before I go ahead and go into another deck. Fear of criticism here. All right, harsh truths revealed because they had fear of criticism. All right, what does this say? The Faulkner Reader, William Faulkner. So we're going to look that up as well. So we're going to look up large old mines from Indiana that were compromised. And then we're also going to look up the Faulkner Reader by William Faulkner. Okay. Harsh truths are definitely revealed in a lot of writers. Boy, oh boy, do we know how to tell our side of the story and bring it to life. This is Portal 9 is what I was looking at. Hey, in 2004, what happened? What happened? Some harsh truths need to be revealed in 2004. Could be related to these IP locations that were eliminated in cryptic messages. All right. Could be related to those that were raped with their psychic abilities. 2004. Maybe the Faulkner Reader has something to do with what happened in 2004. We don't know. But harsh truths are going to be revealed pertaining in the year 2004. Okay, that was Portal 9. We got 4 more. Okay. All right, biblical kings, facts, and figures. So some harsh truths are definitely being revealed about a lot of biblical kings, a lot of facts revolving around different religions, especially using the Bible, okay, and a lot of figures that were depicted in the Bible that were basically characters, as we all are, characters stolen and recreated and reconstructed to rape the minds of those of every kind, but mainly those that have psychic abilities. Okay, to play on the fear of getting criticized, but they wanted to play on your fear of wanting someone or something or an entity or a being to save you other than yourself. Okay, that was portal number 10. And let's take a deep breath in, right? Hold it. Go ahead and release it. Because again, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we are jumping through portals here. So a lot of harsh truths are going to be revealed, whether it's coming through this energy of me or whether this read is over and then it comes through the energy and plays out in the world, the universe, you inside your body, whatever it goes is how it's going. Me as well. All right, so let's get this one wants to stick out here. This pile here, so I'm looking at two. We're looking at two. We're going to go with the top one here. Civil servant who condemned Jesus. So this is coming out right after biblical kings, facts, and figures revolving around civil servant who condemned Jesus. So there's a civil servant who condemned Jesus, and we're talking about the energy of Jesus, because what I had to do was take out the pictures, right? I had to stop reading it as a story, as a, not even a child, but as a, as for entertainment. And I had to read it as if I'm studying it. And sometimes I had to become every character within it in order to understand it more. Okay, so Jesus is, the energy of Jesus is reminding you of the ultimate consciousness you have within yourself, within you, your own God, right? Your Gamma, Omicron, and Delta. You are the generator, operator, and destroyer of your whole world, your whole being. It's you. It's nothing else. Now, what you allow to come into your big computer base could self-destruct you, okay? What kind of viruses are we letting in, right? So we're going to have to look into this. Then I got several miles north of Trona, directly under Argus Peak. Okay, that was the next one under that. So we got a little bit of studying we're going to get into here. This is portal number 12. We're going to pull one more portal, make it 13. Harsh truths revealed, okay? All right, let's get into one more. Let's get to the bottom of it and see what we got. Okay, we got Archon here, Yaldabaoth. If you say it correctly, tell me how to say it. I'm going to say Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth. Archon is destroyed. Let's look at that one more time. Destroyed. The illusion of harsh truths being revealed is destroyed. Okay? All right, so let's put up these community helpers, entities, and legal laws. Thank you all so very much. These my $1 billion babies. Don't forget that. All right? So you have to use your imagination, which is so imperative when you're interacting with folk, but don't allow your imagination to attach to folk or their stories or their lives. Some of us out here, we don't care how I'm going to just give it to you how I give it out here any other day. Most I'm going to do is put some lotion or something on my face, or maybe a little lip coloring. Other than that, I keep it as real as possible because that's just who I am. You got a lot of folk out here who take it to their extremes. And yeah, be tripping to me. All right, so let's get into it. But hey, to each his own. Again, so let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and pull up our search bar. And we're going to look up large old mines. Large old mines. Compromise, and Indiana, okay? And we're going to simply type that in because that's what Spirit told me to write down in the moment. So let's get into it. Indiana is currently undergoing significant efforts to address the legacy, pollution, and safety issues associated with large old mines. All right, so we're going back to harsh truths being revealed, okay, about the large old mines compromise, okay, from Indiana. The state has received substantial federal funding to reclaim abandoned coal mines and restore land to pre-mining conditions. The funding is part of a broader initiative to address legacy pollution and create economic opportunities in coal communities across Indiana. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources, DNR, Do not resuscitate me, nigga. Not like I want to go. Don't bring me back to life. This one is DNR, Department of National Resources, is actively involved in these reclamation projects, which aim to minimize adverse safety, healthy, and environmental effects of unregulated legacy mines. Okay. You already know I'm going to have this link inside of the description box. So it is the responsibility of the Abandoned Mine Land Program to assist public and private matters. We're going to pull that up and make sure I have that in the description box so you can read this article for yourself. All right, coming from Indiana State Government. All right, so now that we got that. So if it hasn't already happened, harsh truths are being revealed revolving around these large old mines. Look out for that, and then comment throughout the week or make note of it. Whatever you choose to do. If you see something that's related to large old mines compromise. Now we're going to move into what did I say I wanted to do? Australia's deepest basement was pretty much detailed and what we wanted to know, right? It extends 91 feet below sea level. As above, so below. There's some harsh truths revealed around this. Could be used for more than underground parking. Could definitely be connected to underground tunnels. Most definitely. Everything is just like as above up here is more connected below. Oh, the Faulkner Reader. Okay, we're going to tap into the Faulkner Reader. Okay, the Faulkner Reader. William Faulkner. Okay, so William Faulkner is an American writer. We got that. All right, so we got 1954, some harsh truths revealed. Let's see. This is coming from Cambridge.com, Cambridge University Press. Okay. So it's leading me to a book, The Faulkner Reader, which was published online. This was published online, September 7th, 2009. It was edited by M. Thomas Ing. All right, William Faulkner, The Contemporary Reviews. So I'm looking at Charles Poor, Books of the Times, New York Times, April 1st, 1954, page 29. Who reads Faulkner, the Nobel laureate of, I am not going to say this word, Yaknapata Pow. Y'all going to have to look for this in the description, baby, and read it yourself. Yoknapatawpha. And then when you do pronounce it, say it 5 times, and I will pay you absolutely nothing. All right, coming from that county, is he, as we have occasionally been told, a terrifically difficult writer whose stories are veiled in unutterable lore? Well, that's the legend, and legends die hard. The truth, however, seems to be spectacularly otherwise. It shows, in fact, that he is hardly least among the popular writers of America. A survey made for this morning's column reveals that his publishers have sold more than 600,000 copies of his books in the Random House of Modern Library editions. Okay? And the New American Library reports that the total sales of 9 Faulkner titles in paperback editions are nearing 5 million copies. A roundish sum. Furthermore, the fact that 3 of the stories in his new anthology, The Faulkner Reader, appeared first in the Saturday Evening Post in 1932, 1942, and 1943, calls for a certain amount of revision in the cultist theory of his abounding obscurity. All right, so harsh truths revealed in the years of 1932, 42, and 43. So that is coming from the Faulkner Reader. His story seems to race with time, race with the world. The reason Faulkner's unwildly looking sentences can race is, of course, their high organization, a musical organization. Let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can get the actual article, find it. Let's go back. I'm now on Penguin Random House. I'm looking for the one of the actual articles to see what was he referring to in the Faulkner Reader. Okay. They called him a cultist, not an occultist. They called him a cultist. The Faulkner Reader. The Sound and the Fury, selection from other novels, 3 novellas, 3 novellas, 9 stories. So that's like maybe a female novel. That's what it's looking like to me. Comment below if you know what I mean. 9 stories, the Nobel Prize address, and etc. So this is by William Faulkner. A sweeping anthology of works by an American original, including the complete text of The Sound and the Fury, a foreword by the author, his Nobel Prize address, and a selection of brilliant... Oh, we just read that. All right. Let's see. So, yeah, they're not going to let me read anything from it. Job jokers. He was born September 25th, 1897. His first book, The Marble Faun, in 1924 was published. I Lay Dying, Light in August is another one he published. Absalom is another one he published. Absalom. All right. That's where he explored the full range of post-Civil War Southern life. Oh, he better be revealing something. Focusing both on the personal histories of his characters and on the moral uncertainties of an increasingly dissolute society, and combining the use of symbolism with the stream of consciousness technique, he created a new approach to... Hold up, y'all. Let's click and learn more. He created a new approach to... No, I don't want to know any cookies. I don't want the cookies. I'm not accepting them cookies, y'all. So we might be... So I'm going to leave this in the description box. This is more descriptive. This right here from the Penguin Random House. I'm going to leave that one in the description box. Very informative. All right. Okay, William Faulkner. All right, so now we're going to push into... Something happened, a lot happened in each year, but in 2004 in particular, what happened, right? Harsh Truths is definitely going to be revealed revolving that year. Keep that year in mind. Keep all these years in mind. Civil servant who condemned Jesus. Let's look that up. Who condemned him? Jesus. Who condemned Jesus? Civil servant who condemned Jesus. I done told y'all before, Jesus is about tired of y'all thinking that he can take your sins and take them away, and he gonna take the fall for whatever you did. Energy is energy. What you put into the planet is what you get coming back to you, good or bad, right or wrong, right? No matter what Harry Potter magic is out there, it don't work. It's coming back even faster. So let's see. We got... Oh, okay. So we got Pontius Pilate. The Roman prefect of Judah, Judea, is best known for his role in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus. His name is forever linked to Christianity's most pivotal event. Pilates' rule over Judah was marked by controversy, conflict, and a delicate balancing act between Roman imperial interest and local sensitivities. His decision to crucify Jesus is a pivotal moment in history, and his legacy continues to be a subject of debate and interpretation within the Christian faith. Let's see, what else we got? History collection. So let me see, where did I read that from? That's the co-pilot. What up, co-pilot? So I'm gonna put in the description box this information coming from Wikipedia. So harsh truths revealed around that symbolism of that story as well. You can't condemn what's meant to rise. All right, so we got several miles north of Trona, directly under Argus Peak. So we got north of Trona, under Argus Peak. As above, so below. We should know that, correct? All right. So we got Argus Peak. That's Desert Peaks section guide. Wikipedia. We're going to go to Argus Range. Wait a minute. Let me look a little down because maybe there's something. Hike Argus Peak via Great Falls Basin. Okay, I'm looking at Cyril's Valley in Trona, dvplants.com. Let's click on that here. And what made me click on it was I saw, oh, it said we can't reach this page. Let me go back to it. What made me want to click on it was I saw abandoned mine sites. And remember, we did pull our cards. Large old mines, okay, but it's not letting me get to that page. dvplants.com. Well, maybe don't look that up either because shoot, it could be a virus we allowing in our atmosphere. Top zone, let me see. Argus Peak Summit. Okay, so this is a mountain. Let me see. Let me see something before I go to Wikipedia. Oh, deep underground military bunker systems. Look at that. So what I did was at first I initially typed in north of Trona under Argus Peak, and then I typed in dark history, and then the first thing that pops up is list of deep underground military bunker systems by state, and it'll give you a complete list. In America alone, there are over 120 deep underground military bases situated under major cities. U.S. Air Force Base, U.S. Navy Base. Let's click on that. You know how my brain be like ding, 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 ding. All right, so what we got? Excuse me, oh, give me a second. What is going on? No. That's crazy. The cursor just started going everywhere. All right, no, we're going to read a little bit of this. Yes, we are. Okay, here we go. Bear with me. In America alone, there are over 120 deep underground military bases situated under major cities, U.S. Air Force bases, U.S. Navy bases, and U.S. Army bases, as well as underneath FEMA military training camps and Department of Homeland Security control centers. There are also many deep underground military bases under Canada. Okay. Almost all of these bases are over 2 miles underground and have diameters ranging from 10 miles up to 30 miles across. They have been building these bases day and night unceasingly since the 1940s. These bases are basically large cities underground connected by high-speed magneto-levity trains that have sped up to 1,500 miles per hour. All right, so the black projects sidestep the authority of Congress, which, as we know, is illegal. There is much hard evidence out there. Many will react with fear, terror, and paranoia, but you must snap out of it and wake up from the brainwashing your media pumps into your heads all day long. Okay, CoreInsightInternational.com. You better tell me what it is. Are you going to be a rabbit in the headlights, or are you going to stand up and say enough is enough? The U.S. government, through the NSA, the DOD, CIA, DIA, ATF, ONI, U.S. Army, U.S. Marine Corps, FEMA, and the DHS, has spent in excess of $12 trillion building the massive covert infrastructure for the coming one world government and new world religion over the past 40 years. There is the deep underground military base underneath Denver International Airport, which is over 22 miles in diameter and goes down 8 levels. It's no coincidence that the CIA relocated the headquarters of its domestic division, which is responsible for operations in the United States, from the CIA's Langley headquarters to Denver. What? We better get into this. What? Oh my goodness. Where was I at? Denver. Constructed in 1995, the government and politicians were hell-bent on building this airport in spite of it ending up vastly over budget. Charges of corruption, constant construction company charges, and mass frings of teams once they had built a section over their work were reported, so that no one group had any idea what the blueprint of the airport was. Not only did locals not want this airport built, nor was it needed, but everything was done to make sure it was built despite, where we at? Despite that. Masonic symbols and bizarre artwork of dead babies, burning cities, and women in coffins comprise an extensive mural as well as time capsule, none of which is featured in the airport's website section detailing the unique artwork through the building. DIA serves as a cover for the vast underground facilities that were built there. There are reports of electronic magnetic vibrations which make some people sick and cause headaches in others. There are acres of fenced-in areas which have barbed wire pointing into the area as if to keep things in, and small concrete stacks that resemble mini cooling towers rise out of the acres of nowhere to apparently vent underground levels. The underground facility is 88.3 square miles deep. Basically, this underground base is 8 cities on top of each other. The holding capacity of such Leviathan's bases is huge. These city-sized bases can hold millions and millions of people, whether they are mind-controlled, enslaved NWO World Army soldiers, or innocent and enslaved surface dwellers from the towns and cities of America and Canada. Then I'm looking at some images here. I'm looking at a quote that says, "We need to go rich. Americans activate pandemic escape plans." Let me see if I can play this. Give me a second. See if you can listen to this. Okay, nope, it's just a picture. Okay. So there's also a base in Dulce, New Mexico. Dulce base in New Mexico. Dulce is a small town in northern New Mexico located above 7,000 feet of the Jicaria Apache Indian Reservation. There are only one major motel and a few stores. It's not a resort town and it's not bustling with activity, but Dulce has a deep, dark secret. The secret is harbored deep below the brush of Arqueta Mesa. All right, so the function. Well, give me a second, y'all. I'm telling you, the mouse and the cursor is tripping right now. All right. Boy. right? The function, research of mind related functions, genetic experiments, mind control training, and reprogramming. There are over 3,000 real-time video cameras throughout the complex at high security locations, entrances, and exits. There are over 100 secret exits near and around Dulce, many around Archuleta Mesa, others to the south around Dulce Lake, and even as far east as Lindrith. Deep sections of the complex connect into natural cavern systems. Level 1 is the garage for street maintenance. Level 2, the garage for trains, shuttles, tunnel boring machines, and disc maintenance. Level 3, everyone is weighed in the nude, then given a jumpsuit uniform. The weight of the person is put on a computer ID card each day. Change in over $3 requires a physical exam and x-ray. Damn. Level 4, human research in paranormal areas, mental telepathy, mind control. Pause. That's going back to being raped of their psychic abilities, okay? Mind control, hypnosis, remote viewing, astral traveling, etc. The technology is apparently here to allow them to know how to manipulate the bioplasmic body. Development of a laser weapon that can remotely cause burns and discomfort on its target. They can lower your heartbeat with deep sleep delta waves and induce a static shock, then reprogram via a brain-computer link, right? So we're one microchip that's connected to the macro, but what if we're the macro, right? What if some of us are actually the macro connected to a bigger macro? Got it? Stick with me, I be tripping. Level 5, security is severe. Armed guards patrol constantly, and in addition to weight-sensitive areas, there are handprint and eyeprint stations. Here is the device that powers the transfer of atoms. If you ever seen that movie, TV show called Paradise on Hulu, comment below. Sounds a lot like that, or a lot of shows that we've seen, movies and shows. Comment below if you know of any other movies. The Institute on MGM Plus. Okay, that's a new 2025 one. All right, so we got level 6. Level 6 is privately called Nightmare Hall. It holds the genetic labs. Experiments were done on fish, seals, bird, and mice that are vastly altered from their original forms. Okay, damn. That's why we got chicken the way we got it and stuff like that. Certain fish breeds. And it also connects to, don't forget, all is connected. All is connected. All right, so I'm in Virginia, Northern Virginia. Hey. Then there is the Greenbrier facility in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, under the Greenbrier Resort. The continuity of government facility intended since 1962 to house the United States Congress, code name Casper. It's Casper. That's the code name. Casper, y'all don't say that. It's located on the grounds of prestigious Greenbrier Resort. Oh, President Trump had a meeting there not too long ago, didn't we? Some type of celebration of some sort in the year 2025. Look it up, but let me get to this. The bunker is beneath the West Virginia wing, which includes a complete medical clinic. Construction of the facility, which began in 1959, required 2.5 years and 50,000 tons of concrete. The steel reinforced concrete walls of the bunker, which is 20 feet below ground, are 2 feet thick. The facility includes separate chambers of the House of Representatives and the Senate, as well as a larger room for joint sessions. These are located in the exhibit hall, all right, of the West Virginia wing, which includes vehicular and pedestrian entrances, which can be quickly sealed by blast doors. They don't even hide this one. It's even a tourist attraction. The underground vault was built to meet the needs of Congress and hiding. In fact, the hotel is a replica of the White House. I'm going there. Wait till I get me a vehicle or get me a little bit more change. I'm coming. Greenbrier Resort. The underground area has a chamber for the Senate, a chamber for the House, and a massive hall for joint sessions. Although the hotel says it gives tours of the 112,000 square area daily, the installation still stands at the ready. Its operation still working undercover at the hotel. The secrecy that has surrounded the site has shielded it both from public scrutiny and official reassessment. Most Americans will not believe that an American Holocaust will happen until they see it happening with their own eyes. Till then, it is just another strange conspiracy theory for them to laugh at. There's no laughing matter. When it happens, it will be too late to stop it. These fascist criminals parade as our friends and leaders while stripping away democratic rights that will be replaced with a corporatist and fascist dictatorship, unless people, and especially Americans, wake up now. Here are the locations of deep underground military bases in America. They got the state of Arizona, Arkansas, California. All right, let me see. Has a lot. California has a lot. Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, where I'm at, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas. Going back to Indiana, large old mines that's compromised. I'm looking at Bedford and Lawrence County area. Continued activity in large old mines indicate a possible government use of the large old quarries. Come through with it, spirits. I'm looking at Kansas, Maryland, all right, Camp David, Fort Meade, Olney and Laytonsville, Suitland, Maryland, all right. I'm looking at Massachusetts. That's because I'm in the DMV, so you know I got to shout y'all out. Michigan, looking at Michigan, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, we'll get to DC, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia. I'm looking at Blue Mount Weather Base, Federal Preparedness Agency, and FEMA. Small city underground, top secret. The staff of several hundred does secret work for FEMA and contains a complete secret government with the various agencies and cabinet level ranking administrators that keep their positions for several administrations and help run the United States. I'm also looking at Culpeper. I'm looking at some coordinates. 38028.5 north, 77 degrees 59.8 miles west. About 2 miles east of Culpeper off Route 3 called Mount Pony, Illuminati Fed Reserve, 140,000 square feet. It includes a facility for storages of corpse, monitors all major financial transactions in the U.S. by means of the Fed wire, and it's also a modern electronic system, the Fed wire. I'm also looking at Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia. I'm looking at Warrenton Training Center, 2 sites, one on Route 802 and the other on Bear Wallow Road on View Tree Mountain. One is Station A, the other is Station B, Army and other military purposes unknown. And then we're also getting to the state of Washington, and I'm looking at the Washington, D.C., the White House. I'm looking at some coordinates here, 38 degrees, 53.5 miles north, 77 degrees, 02.0 miles west. The secret NOD underground installation, which is connected to the intelligence groups like NSA and the CIA, as well as many other nefarious groups, lays under the White House with tunnels connecting this NOD installation with the House of the Temple. The Supreme Council of the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rites House of the Temple has a 14 by 25 room, 14 foot by 25 foot room in it, with 13 chairs where the Illuminati's Grand Druid Council meets. The NOD deep underground installation has numerous levels to it. One eyewitness went to level 17 via an elevator and stated that he believes that deeper levels exist. So I'm looking at West Virginia, and I'm also looking at Utah and Wyoming. All right. So let me get back to the camera. All right. So on the timer, I'm looking at 49:54. It is approximately 12:29 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and stop this reading right where it's at. Hopefully you all have an amazing week. Continue to look for the videos. Continue to look for the shorts. It should be at least something a day just to give you some type of motivational inspiration. And it also helps me to stay motivated within my own self. All right. So much love to you. Much peace, much light, but especially much darkness. Oh, I'm glad I didn't end it. And y'all already know. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't happen, because we got to ring the bell and release the energies. I am actually glad it didn't, because I usually be like, in much darkness, and then I be thinking it'd be off, and then it don't. But I'm actually grateful that it didn't do it this time. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and release these energies and spirits. Much love to y'all. Stay positive in the most negative way. All right, thank you to all the community helpers, emotions, entities, and legal laws. We thank you for the information that we have received, and we will absolutely speak our harsh truths that need to be revealed. All right, y'all, don't forget about them harsh truths that need to be revealed, not only out here in the world, it starts within. Much peace, much light, much love, but especially much darkness.